Good morning, YouTube. Hope you're all having a great day. I've never done this vlog thing before, but I figured I'd give it a shot just because I had something on my mind this morning and I thought I would tell you a little story. My cat just jumped behind me. Anyway, I'm always happy when it's the day after Easter. I know that probably sounds really funny, but that means Lent's over. And you know how most people, if they're Christians, they, give up something for Lent. And traditionally I give up dieting for Lent every year. I figure, that's a sacrifice, just to give up dieting, put on a few extra pounds. So that's what I do. So I'm happy that that's over because now today I can start a new diet. But anyway, I guess what I was thinking about was, of course, yesterday being Easter, we went and spent the day with my in-laws and all the other relatives, and we had a very nice day, and of course ate too much food, had a little Easter egg hunt, all that kind of stuff. And on holidays, I think you tend to miss members of your family that have passed on, and my parents have gone. They both passed away in July of 1996. So I always think of them on the holidays and wish they were here, of course. And that made me think of a story from way back when. It was, my parents died July 1996, and this probably happened in, I would say, October of 1996. And we had recently moved into their house. We were going to renovate it after they passed away, and so we were living there, and went to sleep one night, had a very vivid dream, probably the most vivid dream I've ever had in my entire life. So I woke up that morning and I was like, oh my gosh, what was that dream about? And I guess it's, when I look back at it, I think, comfort comes to you in odd ways when you're grieving or when you're going through a difficult time in life. And so I was sitting on the edge of the bed, just sort of waking up that morning, and my son, Richard, came and jumped up on the bed and sat next to me, and he was about 4 at the time. So I started to tell him about my dream. Now, this is my dream. This is the dream that I had. I dreamt that I was in a beautiful church, a huge church, with many, many pews, almost something like a basilica or something like that. And I was in about the 3rd pew back from the front of the church, and just sitting there and listening to whoever was speaking up at the front of the church. And I noticed a little girl sitting in front of me, and she had beautiful, just golden hair with lots of twirls and almost like Goldilocks type hair, ringlets kind of thing. And I was just fixated by this little girl's hair because her hair seemed to be glowing. It was almost like there was a halo around her or something. So I just couldn't help myself. I had to just touch her hair. So I gently leaned over and I went to touch her hair, and she felt me touch her hair, and she turned around and she said very loudly, "Don't touch my hair!" And I said, "Oh, sorry," and I just couldn't figure out why her hair was glowing. Well, then there was a man sitting next to her who had been faced forward this whole time. And he turned around and kind of looked when he heard her say that to me. And lo and behold, it was Jesus. Now, I know this sounds really far-fetched, but it was a dream. What can I say? Jesus was sitting in the pew right in front of me. And he just turned and looked at me, and he gave me this smile, like, everything's going to be fine. Don't worry about it. I'm here with you. It's okay, And I just thought, oh my God. I mean, oh my Jesus, I guess I should say. Anyway, it was just such an overwhelming feeling of joy in my dream when this occurred. So then, shortly after that I woke up, and that's why I was sitting on the bed scratching my head thinking, oh my gosh, what the heck did that dream mean, So I'm telling this to my son, and he's listening very intently, and then so I'm finishing the story, and I'm saying it to him, and I said, so there was Jesus. I said, he was right in front of me, sitting in the pew, and there was this pause, this like pregnant pause, And he wrinkled his brow and he frowned and he looked up at me and he goes, "Jesus was sitting in something stinky, Mom?" So that's what he got out of my dream. So I don't know why I thought of that. I guess it just reminded me of that dream because it's the only time in my life I've ever dreamt, I've ever had a dream with Jesus in the dream. And I found it very comforting. So I just thought of that today, and I thought, you know, I should share that story with all of you just because it just was very comforting to me, and those of you who are Christian, you know, and believe in God and Jesus, you might enjoy that story. And even if you don't believe in God and Jesus, you have to laugh at what my son said. I mean, that was so 4-year-old to say. So anyway, so that's my story for the day. Now let's see, any updates? I don't really have any updates. All my snakes are doing fine. Cleo, my gecko, is still on kind of a hunger strike, although I did get her to eat 3 phoenix worms the other morning, so actually the other evening. So I was very happy to see that. And she has been shedding more often than normal, and of course the ether shed, so at least that's going through her. So I'm hoping that whatever is causing her to not really be interested in eating much will subside and she'll start eating like a normal gecko in the near future. The other snakes in the house are all doing great. A little bit of news that I have is I'm going to be acquiring a baby ball python, probably a jungle ball python, and I'm waiting. She or he, I don't even know what sex it is yet. They're in the process of changing him or her over from live feeding to frozen thawed, and then once that happens, I can bring him or her home. So I'm hoping that in the next week or two I'll be having a new baby ball python to show you, and I'll definitely take some video of that. So I guess I can't think of anything else right now. I'm gonna try to do vlogs periodically. I'm not going to say I'm going to do it every Wednesday or every month or whatever. I'm just going to do them. It's a way for me to get over my shyness, because I'm very shy in front of a camera and speaking in front of a camera. I can sing in front of anybody, but I can't speak. So I have a very hard time with that. So this is going to be an exercise for me to improve my, get over my shyness and being more comfortable in front of the camera. So I would just, you know, look for vlogs periodically. Whenever something comes to mind, I'll sit down and do something like that. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day. It's a beautiful day here in Minnesota. It's supposed to be about 50 degrees, maybe 55, so I'm going to be going out and working in the yard and getting some things done out there, because our yard's a disaster. We have a large dog, and it's amazing what gets buried under snow all winter long in your backyard, if you know what I mean. So I won't go into more detail about that. But I hope you guys have a great day. Take care.